Jesus explains, "I will pour out my Spirit upon all flesh." May 28, 1950, message 4905, from Jesus through Bertha Dudde, spoken by Pascal. "I will pour out my Spirit upon all flesh, and both men and women will prophesy." I want to draw your attention to the time of the end, when these words of mine will be fulfilled. The cornucopia of my grace will be poured out, for my Spirit reveals itself to all who allow me to work within them. I will pour out my Spirit upon servants and handmaids. All who are willing to serve me shall be taught directly by me. They shall hear my words and proclaim the time to come. The prophecies of ancient seers and prophets will be repeated through the seers and prophets of the last days. For they too see in the Spirit how things will come to pass. They see the approaching end, the great spiritual destitution of humanity, and they offer themselves as my mouthpieces. They prepare themselves as vessels into which my Spirit can flow, so that they may perceive clearly and distinctly what has been decreed from eternity. My Spirit thus works within those people. When I ascended into heaven, the work was accomplished. Death had been overcome. The darkness of the Spirit had been pierced. The ray of light from above could penetrate, and my Spirit could fill those who believed in me. The connection was established between heaven and earth, between the spiritual and the earthly realm. There was a bridge from one to the other that leads infallibly to me. For whoever allows the work of my Spirit has a right to my eternal fatherly love. As my child, he is an heir of the Father. But the outpouring of the Spirit has been scarcely recognized by the people. It was regarded as a one-time Pentecost event, as a visible confirmation of the mission of my apostles, who spoke in all tongues, and were thus filled with my Spirit. Yet the work of the Spirit is not a one-time event, for my promise is, whoever believes in me, rivers of living water will flow from within him. With these words I announced the outpouring of the Spirit upon all those who believe in me, and, out of this faith, live as it is my will. I pour out my Spirit into every receptive and willing heart that has prepared itself as a vessel, well suited to allow my Spirit to flow into it. Only few have experienced this process for themselves. Only few have such faith, that I may work directly upon and within them, and that is why humanity knows nothing of the significance of these words, of the significance of the outpouring of the Spirit. In the end times, however, it will be made aware of this, as the outpouring of the Spirit takes place quite clearly, recognizable through prophetic indications of the end, evidence that merely confirms what the ancient seers and prophets had foretold. Servants and handmaids will be awakened. That is, they will voluntarily place themselves in my service and will now be filled by me with my Spirit. They will make my working possible within themselves through their will, which is wholly devoted to me. And thus they will be able to act as my apostles of the end times, and proclaim the gospel, the final end, and my coming in the clouds. I will pour out my Spirit upon all flesh. Many will be able to hear my voice when the end is near. Yet, for now, there are only a few who unite themselves so intimately with me that they can hear me. But to all of them, a mission has been assigned by me, to act on behalf of me and my kingdom. These few will feel the calling within themselves, and therefore they will not hesitate to speak what my Spirit reveals to them. They will not hesitate to announce the last judgment, and, in a sense, to repeat the prophecies of the ancient seers and prophets. Thus, influenced by my will, they speak. Their spirits behold the future, and their mouths utter what the Spirit beholds and conveys to the human soul. They are filled with my Spirit. What is otherwise hidden is revealed to them. They foresee what is to come upon humanity, and in their eagerness to help their fellow men, they share with them what they have beheld in the Spirit. And servants and handmaids alike will prophesy. Without distinction of gender, I pour out my Spirit upon all flesh. For everyone who wishes to serve me and consciously strives towards me can be certain of the awakening of his Spirit, of the through flow of the power of my love, and this will manifest itself clearly before the end. What my disciples spoke at the outpouring of the Spirit, that too will now be proclaimed by those awakened by the Spirit. For my Spirit is always the same. My Spirit guides you humans into knowledge. My Spirit introduces you to knowledge that you are to pass on to those who are not enlightened by my Spirit. The feast of the outpouring of the Spirit is not meant merely to be a reminder that my disciples spoke in foreign tongues, but it is to be a constant reminder to you, to prepare your hearts as well, so that I may pour out my Spirit upon all flesh. It is also meant to remind you of my promise, from which you may glean that not only were my disciples vessels to receive my Spirit, but that all people can be. That all people, driven by my Spirit, can speak, provided they wish to be my servants and handmaids in truth, provided they wish to serve me, because the spiritual need of mankind requires helpful service. To these, my Spirit will make known what they are to speak, and you may believe them, even if they announce the coming judgment to you, and thus appear as seers and prophets to save you, mankind, from eternal perdition. For now is fulfilled what is written. I will pour out my Spirit upon all flesh, and servants and handmaids shall prophesy, and young men shall see visions. I myself appear in an extraordinary manner, because an extraordinarily great spiritual destitution threatens mankind, and because everyone who seeks my helping hand may experience the working of my Spirit within themselves, so that the great spiritual destitution may be remedied. Amen.